Well, here we go again, ladies and gentlemen. And you know what? I got to be honest with you. It goes to show this particular article is going to prove that when it comes to certain TV shows, it's not the TV show that will kill itself. It's the people that work with the TV show. It's the actors, it's the showrunners. Everybody who's working on this TV show is going to end up just damaging it in the long term instead of the show itself speaking for itself and damaging itself, right? So we have an article here from That Park Place with a headline that reads, "The Boys showrunner Eric Kripp tells viewers who disagree with his radical woke agenda to go watch something else."
And if you don't like my politics, don't buy my book.
Now, again, it's almost as if Amazon or all of these other showrunners, they don't understand that, Doctor Who is a thing, right? And we keep using Doctor Who as an example of what happens when you tell people, hey, if you don't like it, don't watch it. If you don't like my leftist agenda, don't watch it. It never ends well. And I don't know why people are sitting there trying to pretend like it does. We've seen so many examples that when these magic words are said, go watch something else, or if you don't like it, don't watch it. Whenever those words are said, it's a death note to essentially any TV show that is currently existing right now. So let's get into this article, guys, from That Park Place. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. It says The Boys showrunner Eric Kripp instructed viewers who disagree with his radical woke agenda that he injects into the show to go watch something else. During an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, Kripp was asked by Mikey O'Connell about using Homelander as a stand-in for Donald Trump in season 3. How did you digest the uglier reaction to that? I saw multiple headlines with the word woke in them. Kripp responded, I clearly have a perspective, and I'm not shy about putting that perspective in the show. Anyone who wants to call the show woke or whatever, that's okay. Go watch something else. He added, but I'm certainly not going to pull any punches or apologize for what we're doing. Some people who watch it think Homelander is a hero. What do you say to that? The show's many things, subtle isn't one of them. So if that's the message you're getting from it, I just throw my hands up. Now, listen, normally what I would say is that I can appreciate when someone sticks to their creative, integrity, whatever they decided they wanted to do creatively, when someone sticks to that and doesn't bend the knee to the mob in any capacity, left or right, I can appreciate that sentiment. Trust me, 100% I can. But you don't then follow that up with, if you don't like it, don't watch it. That is a terrible thing from a business standpoint to say. And that comes from a place of ego. That comes from a place of pride. And they don't understand that, hey, everybody wants to watch this show, right? Or at least everybody should have the opportunity to watch this show. You, as somebody selling this show to the masses, you should want as many people to watch as possible. So the moment you start saying things like, hey, if you don't like it, don't watch it because you think it's a certain ideology, then you're going to lose people. You're going to automatically lose people. And now your show is not going to do as well as it could have done if you just would have said, you know what, listen, this is my creative vision. I'm sticking to it. I understand if people don't like it, hopefully you can give it a shot and see it through. But if you don't like it, I understand, and we appreciate you watching anyway. Why can't you just say that? Why do you have to tell people to essentially go fuck off? I don't understand where this mindset of telling the customer or your potential customer to go fuck off became a prominent thing. Like, how are you selling things this way? It doesn't make sense. But again, I think it comes from a massive place of ego and pride for someone to say something like that. It says, as for whether or not he thinks he is influencing people with the show, Kripp said it's catharsis. I have no illusions about my job. I'm somewhere between a carny and a court jester. I'm not particularly up my own ass, so I don't know if I'll ever change minds. If it does, that would be fantastic. Look, I'm a big proponent of genre, good genre, which doesn't get enough respect. Though the metaphor of superheroes or space or whatever, you can say subversive things that you never get away with in most straight dramas, he said. However, he did go on to state that the message he wants to convey with the show, I'm a humanist. I think it's important that a show have a lot of heart. We took great pains, to create the moral universe of this show. It's not nihilistic as much as people say it is. If the show had a message, is that anyone who stands in front of you and says they can save the world is lying. Listen, It doesn't matter the message of the show. I'm not even speaking from that aspect. I'm speaking directly from the way that you are handling certain criticisms. You gotta train these showrunners and these directors and these actors, especially. You gotta train them better to handle criticism publicly, because the first response to the public cannot be, well, if you don't like it, don't watch it. It's just not going to work. You are going to end up with a show that is going to lose viewership little by little. It may not be a drastic loss like it is right now with Doctor Who, but just so you're aware, Doctor Who also didn't experience a massive drop off right off the bat either. It was a very slow and steady death that happened to Doctor Who, where they introduced Jodie Whittaker. And when Jodie Whittaker came out, she had a 10.9 million viewership opener and ended up closing out her season at about 4.5 million. So it was a massive drop off throughout the season of Jodie Whittaker. And then now we're experiencing what happens when you have Ncuti Gatwa take over, and he did his whole leftist thing. He did the typical, if you don't like it, don't watch it. He went one step further and decided to call everybody racist, misogynist, whatever, transphobes. And then now they have a TV show where they're getting 2 million viewers per. So they lost over 2 million viewers from their last worst number. I hope that doesn't happen to the boys, but I gotta imagine that when you tell people don't like it, don't watch it, that people are going to listen to you. I mean, look, as much as you have an ego and a pride to say something like that, viewers also have an ego and a pride too. And if you challenge them and say, hey, if you don't like it, don't watch it, a lot of people are going to take you up on that challenge. And I know of a few people that will gladly do that. Crip had no problem declaring his worldview and using his platform as the boys showrunner to do so. Infamously, in an interview with Screen Rant back in 2020, he was asked in season 2, there's a supervillain terrorist all over the world that have been activated by Homelander. However, you really never get this sense that they're more dangerous than their creators. Can you talk to me a little bit about that dynamic? Crip responded, we were really interested in exploring the idea of authority figures getting the public really riled up with xenophobia and racism. But ultimately, the most dangerous people are the white dudes standing next to you. We wanted to reflect that story so the supervillains are, in a way, a misdirect. Oh my God. Well, you know what? I kind of sort of agree with this. The most dangerous people are the white dudes standing next to you. I kind of agree with this. And here's the reason why. So I say all the time that white leftists are not your friends, okay? As someone who is not white himself, I can assure you that any white leftist that I've ever met has never been my friend. They will always try to pretend to be. They will virtue signal to you. They will make you try to feel oppressed so they can have control over you, but they're not your friend. But they will definitely try to pretend to be. They'll have that mask up and try to make you buy into their nonsense. So I understand from that standpoint what he's saying, where it says ultimately the most dangerous people are the white dudes standing next to you, but he doesn't mean it in the same notion that I do. I am pretty sure he means it on the opposite end, where he's trying to say, you know, from a white guilt standpoint. And that I can't support, because it's complete and utter nonsense. If you have white guilt, you need to figure it out. Go burn your skin if you really feel like you are so privileged for being white, right? So again, ladies and gentlemen, it's not about the worldview. I don't care about his worldview. He's a showrunner on a TV show at the end of the day. I'm not asking for his politics, even though he's trying to shove it down people's throats. I'm not asking for that. All I'm asking is for a good business sense, right? Have some good fucking business sense. Have some good business practice, and perhaps think to yourself, hey, if I want as many people to watch the show as possible, perhaps I should not be telling people who ideologically disagree with me to not watch it. You know what I mean? That's all I care about, man. It's the same thing with Doctor Who. Doctor Who was the same exact argument I was making. I don't care how gay you are. I don't care how leftist you are. I already know what it's going to do to your show. All I want for you is to say, hey, you know, watch the show. Maybe if you like it, maybe if you don't, but at least you gave it a shot and we appreciate it regardless. Why can't you just have some good business fucking sense for once? That's what I really want to see from these people. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. And if you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.